Hello and welcome to another video. And yeah, just following on what's happened with the delay of the Amico. I just wanted to have a look at a couple of the videos. I tried to find, quite a few videos. I couldn't really find too much going into detail about it. Nothing sort of really of any substance. But of course, I mentioned it in my last video. OEB Pete got something out of the trap pretty quickly, like he knew the thing was going to happen. Because he got this out way quicker than anyone else, and he mentioned something from Tommy later in this video, which I will mention. But so that means he's had the inside scoop to be able to do this video early. Did Tommy sort of allow him to do that? Get the jump on everyone else. So I mean, I'm going to be cancelling my pre-order anyway later this week. I'm just waiting to see what this free gift is. But I'll come to that later in the video. Because we have OEB Pete, the man with a countdown to the Amico. The only countdown in the history of the world that counts up. That's just obscene, isn't it? A countdown that counts up. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole video. I know Darius Truxton goes into depth on those, and they do give me a good laugh. But I'm just going to be covering certain points here, so yeah, we'll just start it off.
Hey everybody, welcome to the channel dedicated to modern retro video games. I'm not normally this subdued.
I think he's very subdued. I think Tommy sneaked up behind him and given him a shot in the arm of tramadol or something.
But it's pretty sad today. We got some news around the Intellivision Amico. This is a bonus-ode, no fanfare, but you know what? There is a glimmer of hope. So
let's just stop that there. A glimmer of hope. It's like those people who say there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I'll tell you what that is. It's another train coming towards you.
Will be delayed again. Yes, and get it all out of your system now, everybody out there who's been.
Now, before we get to more of OEB Pete's endless tirade of word salad, that music. If you don't want people to hear what you're saying in a video, add music. I mean, my hearing's okay, but I do find it distracting, especially if I'm listening to a vlog on headphones while I'm going for a walk. I mean, as the computer acronym goes, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And there are people who just can't hear the speech if there's any music over the top of it. If they've got hearing issues. I mean, the music adds nothing, and it can only take away. So I have it in the first place. Him adding music here is like those property programs when things are starting to go wrong, and then they add the sad music in just to make you think, oh, it's sad, they're never going to finish the house on time.
The countdown will continue, but there's a glimmer of hope. They're going to try to do everything possible to get some of their pre-orders out before the holidays. Maybe we get the Founders Edition out. You know what? Other companies have done this. Say
blah blah blah, word salad, continuing. You do not get a worldwide delay after 3 years, because this thing was first announced in October 2018, Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And obviously they will have been working on it sometime before that. You don't work on something for at least 3 visible years, plus any extra time, and then put another delay on it, a third delay. So it's due out 10/10/21, then 4/3/21, or 3/4/21 as we would call it in the UK, and then 10/10/21. You don't delay it again and again. So that's 3 delays, and then still get 2,600 consoles within 2 months from then. That's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. I'm beginning to think that OEB Pete's being paid to say this now. This is just, there's optimism, and then there's like religion, expecting the belief that when people say, "Oh, God is in the clouds. He'll forgive me. He'll make everything all right." No, there's nothing up there in the clouds except more rain, just tons of rain and more clouds. That's all that's up there. There's no great big man in the sky. Some people will believe anything, and if the media is selling it to you, just heaven help you.
There's something everybody who pre-ordered the system should know. I think it's really cool that people over at Intellivision are doing this. They're going to be giving something free, a gift out to everybody who pre-ordered the Amico, the VIPs, the founders who pre-ordered the system already will be getting a free gift. And I know a little bit about this gift. I can't divulge what it is, but my mind was blown when I heard about it, because I said, that is a massive gift to be giving everybody free. And I cannot wait till you find out more about it. It's going to be announced by Intellivision next week. I'm like, I want to be able to tell you now.
Okay, let's stop that there. I expect the free gift is like a $10 coupon towards games that we're never going to get to buy. That's what I think the gift is going to be, at best. At best. I mean, OEB Pete, lovely guy that he is, he claims Tommy told him what the free gift is. I call bullshit on that one. Why would the president of a company ignore his investors who are putting millions of dollars into this, ignore all the backers who spent money on the 2,600 consoles, that make up the Founders Editions, and all the other backers, and just tell one random over-obsessed individual? That's not happening. That's not happening at all. I call massive bullshit on this. And I call time on OEB Pete's video. That's enough. Next up, we've got Turbo Joe. Now, I've not watched his videos before, but I've got a couple of them here. I'm not going to go through them, but he's just telling blatant lies about this thing. He takes the email as confirmation that all Founders Editions are guaranteed to get their Amico before the holidays. So he just calls the title Soft Launch Confirmed. Nothing's confirmed. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'll get to my comment in a moment, but Tommy said, "Thanks for helping spread the word, Joe. Always appreciate your thoughts and support. Thanks, Tommy. Hope it happens for the pre-orders. If it doesn't happen, the masses that this product is targeted for doesn't even know it exists yet. The product will be ready when it's ready. I'm looking forward to seeing your exclusive, real physical release reveal." The product will be ready when it's ready. There's a comment I've read elsewhere where someone said, by the time this console comes out, if it ever does come out, it's using 2016 mobile phone technology. It's going to be even more obsolete by the time it comes out. It's only got a limited lifespan, and it's just going to get more and more obsolete. So it won't have much of a lifespan. Mad. It's just madness. So, I don't know. Blitzkrieg, hey Tommy, I read the memo on the latest news. The video about the physical products is intriguing. I can't wait to see what's inside the game boxes. Yeah, what about the rest of us? Yeah, it's just nothing's inside the boxes. Nothing at all. If there was anything, would have been shown. Yanong, I'm still positive on the Amico succeeding someday. Your story will be in every business book. Either that or in a class action lawsuit for those people who don't get their money back before the bankruptcy comes. So I commented on it, as I've mentioned just before. So they can't get the Amico out to anyone in October 2021, because this is what he thinks will happen, as well as OEB Pete. They can't get it out to anyone in October, but 2 months later is perfectly feasible. Dream on, kid. That's after 3 years of development, in public for this thing, plus whatever's gone on before it. And then a load of replies. You're making up your own question. This guy is not living in the real world. What the hell's he on about? Dr. Blue, the email is clear, buddy. Well, it's not clear at all. Brandon, Turbo, you have no response because you know you're wrong. I asked him how much you're being paid. I said to Dr. Blue, yeah, nothing is coming in 2021. I replied to Brandon, damn right, he's in denial or being paid. And then Dr. Blue said, you're being paid, you know you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. It's not even like this, or buying. Why do you even come on these videos? This is the first one, I think only one I've ever commented on. And he says, can you tell me all the winning lottery numbers for the next year too? I cannot predict that, but you all can predict everything in the future, right? And Dr. Blue, I said to Dr. Blue, I only just posted this. I currently have a pre-order for a Founders Edition, love. So no. And as XX, no, etc. But it's not confirmed for 2021, is it? Otherwise, you'd have a clear shipping release date for pre-order units. All you have is a "we are determined to" statement. They were determined to launch in October this year, and then we'll just just show these brief replies. We just got "have an order confirmed for early September from Arcade 1-Up." Very common. "I'm not an Amico spokesperson. I'm interpreting the email." We'll come back to that. But TT has liked and comments positively on this, so it must be true. I mean, what company would delay and still be taking pre-orders on their website for an October release date? And XX replies, "Quick hint, if you need to interpret what the email is saying, then it isn't explicitly clear. It would be nice if backers did get their systems in 2021, but soft launch for this year is certainly not confirmed at this point." Precisely. Dear oh dear. And then in another video, he tries to explain about worldwide chip shortages. But it's just more and more word salad. It just tries to excuse this bullshit. I mean, in the light of Nvidia, AMD, Xbox, and Sony still being able to produce their products and get them in shops, they manage it. Okay, quite a lot of them end up in the hands of scalpers, but at least they've made products and they've got them out to people to buy. The Amico's in nobody's hands. And then here, this I just saw this today. Panda Sub 2000, a relatively new player to the market. As you'll see from the brief bit I show, he's got very good production values, but his opening gambit on the Amico is nothing more than an advert. So no wonder Tommy posted a link for it in the Intellivision Invasion group. And Panda says his videos take a while to put together, which I can understand. I mean, this is going above and beyond. In terms of graphics and stuff, must have taken forever to put together, even if the value of it is absolutely zero. And he just says, just keep subscribed for more about the Amico when he produces more videos. But, bad timing, fella. You've just got started at the time when it's all crumbling to dust. Then we go into the Intellivision Invasion group, and there's a few links to the comments here. What we're here to look at. But Nico Gold has posted I think from Nintendo Life, and it talks about the delays, but I've not actually read the article, but I'm here for the comments. But Mario says the longer the wait, the bigger the flop to expect. Precisely. Maybe a viable statement, George says. Pre-COVID, but with the delays caused by COVID, supply chain issues are still occurring as a result, and delays are to be expected. But Mario says, didn't stop others releasing new systems though. And George just believes anything. Says others have more buying power and resources. So it just, I'm sorry, that doesn't stop this happening. Dave says, they say it's like a year or so behind, but you got to ask yourself, is it all the chip shortage? Like someone else said, the Evercade, the Steam Deck, the Playdate, Nintendo, the OLED unit, they're still launching the PS5 and Xbox. They're coming out. And even Atari got their mess sorted out. So it is more than just a part shortage, but George says they weren't allowed to go into their offices for a decent chunk of last year. So that's going to impact development. Yeah, even if you can't go into the office, you can still be working on games, designing the games in your homes. A lot of people have been working from home the past year or so. That doesn't stop you doing that. So they still got Cornhole in the prototype stage. Yeah, pull the other one. Michael Suit says this will allow us more time to optimize our operating system for future game development. So it's not all the chip shortage, it's just not ready to go on all levels. And Matt says they recently showed the cornhole throwing mechanic needs to be rebuilt from scratch. And given that it's a pack-in game, that's another thing delaying the system. Oh yeah, here we are. Jose says the real problem I see is the longer it takes for the release date, the more obsolete becomes the hardware. This is where I must have seen that comment. I know it's not a cutting-edge device and doesn't want to compete with the big boys, but this will ultimately lessen the lifespan of the system. Brilliant, absolutely. The real fact's there. The system will release until, 2022 at the earliest. And by that time, the hardware is like 3 years old already. Well, by the time it comes out, if it does come out in 2022, that's like nearly 4 years after it was first announced. And plus however long they were working on it before, and with 2016 mobile technology. So it's already like 6 years, old tech. So, totally missing the boat. We worked because it was Nintendo first of its kind. We need to focus on nostalgia and allowing children of the 80s to beat each other up online. I'm not sure whether it was on here or whether it was somewhere else. But someone said, where are we? Is it in here? No, someone said this should have come out during the lockdown. Yeah, well, while people were at home with their families. Now people are mostly back at work and away from home. They're gaming less often, and yeah, they're not going to be using this thing. So I'm not sure who said that. It was on another comment somewhere, but yeah, perfect analogy. Just blah 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 from Tom Burke, and I said, yeah, so many people making excuses for the delay. Some people think they'll even get the Founders Edition consoles by Christmas. It ain't happening. And this is on my own thread where I posted the link. Andrew Boyd says, looks like it'll be 2022 before it's released. At the same time, this should have been ready a year ago. There's more to it than chip shortages. Feels like the company isn't being entirely honest about progress. Sean Bishop says Tommy has to keep everything a secret. Well, he's not telling us what's inside the boxes. So I said, precisely. There's a lot about this which doesn't ring true as I go into. Whatever derp means. Coleco Comedian, or was it Coleco? Let's call the whole thing off. That was the device, which I think was it just the inside of a Super Nintendo inside a clear ColecoVision shell? I think that was it. Michael Harvey says, I got an email back because I asked if my pre-order was still on track for release. And they said yes, October 2021. Now a week later, it's delayed again. How come Sony and Xbox were able to release more consoles, and now a new Nintendo Switch coming out? This smells of fraud, and I think I will ask for my deposit back. And yeah, Sean Bishop also says, don't forget the Steam handheld. But sort of in response to what Michael said, I said it's like, and you see this a lot, this is what turns up on Watchdog a lot. All those travel firms, they keep offering holidays right up until the minute when they announce bankruptcy. Every customer is completely shafted. You don't get your money back. They just completely shut down any chance of you getting your money. It's game over. So, yeah, I'm going to see what this free gift is. Unless the free gift is their bankruptcy, in which case I've lost my $100. Obviously, Smash JT will have lost his $10,000 that he's put into this. But yeah, that's what happens with these companies. They just announce everything. They just plow on like everything in the garden is lovely, and then it all goes tits up, and everyone's shafted. And this is interesting. It's a link from Tommy on 4th of August. That was Wednesday last week. So excited and proud to announce that the Amico made it as a finalist to the prestigious Octane High-Tech Awards for the Best Consumer Technology Innovation. Congrats to our passionate and talented team at Intellivision for all their incredibly hard work. I've had a look on the website where it mentions well, let's just have a look at it anyway. I'll just show you. It'll just be easier than trying to describe it. So this is their website and blah blah blah. Just get to there we go. Best Consumer Technology Innovation. That's it. Intellivision Amico, Investor Keep, My Car Auction. So it's meaningless. I mean, to me, I think the best thing we can get out of all this is that best case scenario, I think yet another delay, which is happening, is going to crush the Amico from winning. Simply because you cannot give an award to something that does not exist. That's a fact. That's a fact. And we'll just end with some comments on my own video. So there's a lot of good comments on there. So from Vintage Views, Tommy waiting late on a Friday to send this email out. Hope all your YouTube cult had time to make videos for damage control. Also, it gives people a weekend to calm down over this. In the email, Tom even stated that the first batch was due to launch in autumn 2020. Yet we've seen a cornhole still in a prototype stage. We've never seen the thing boot. I'm not even convinced that the games we have seen running were anything more than development buildings or dev buildings running on PCs. And I said, yeah, indeed, there's an Amico on the table at Crayola. I think it's 2 or 3 of them. But the development PC can be underneath. Like when Atari showed off the Tempest 4000 gameplay, which wasn't actually playing on a VCS, but a PC under the table. And as it came out, I think it was even Jeff Minter from Llamasoft who said that, well, they can't have a version of Tempest 4000 running on the VCS because I haven't allowed them to. I've not given them the license. That was when Atari were immediately busted on that one. Why anyone still with money and it didn't cancel then, I don't know. Lassie Gnoonan says, don't know man, running the Unity Android builds of the games on an OEM Android board or a dev board is kind of easy. Some of them have been PCs running though, lol, as they had not shipped dev units to the devs. Not quite sure where he's going with all that, but is he justifying what they've said? Not quite sure. Next up we have Alan Bird, who says, this is spot on. I've cancelled for many of the same reasons and even got close to pre-ordering from Argos to avoid shipping. They asked for the full amount up front and refused to answer my questions about getting a full refund. Should it be delayed again? Cough, cough, scam. Ernest Supporto says, yes, good you did not put your money on this thing. It's a money funneling scam up to this point. So I said, thanks for about it being spot on. For the pre-order with any major retailer, if you want to pre-order something, you'll always have to pay in full up front. Argos are unlikely to go bust, though. But when ordering anything £100 or over, so this is general consumer advice, if you're ordering anything over £100, at least in the UK, always use a credit card. That way you're protected by Section 75 of the Credit Card Act, so you'll get a refund if, in this case, Argos did go bust. I think it's like if it's between £100 and £30,000, something like that. That's the limit, the band. But quite frankly, I don't know. I don't know about you. Anything. I won't be buying anything that's close to £30,000. You know, unless I went back in time and used my credit card on a house in the 50s. I don't know. But yeah, it's anything to the layman, to the average man in the street, anything over £100. As for your questions, Argos employees won't even know what the Amico does. They sell a zillion random items in their catalogue, and they can't be expected to know anything about them. They just get them in and sell them on. The staff are either people who've been there forever, or they won't care, or Saturday girls, and they won't care either. The Argos, it's an interesting place. Now it'll all be online, and you just order it like you do from Amazon. But back in the 80s, you would go in, you go in one queue. So you look through the catalogues to pick out what you want to order, and then you write it down. That's kind of queue number one. Then you go and queue at a till to go and pay, and then they give you a ticket, and then you go to a collection point and you queue again, basically a third time, in order to collect your item. So you queue to choose, you queue to pay, you queue to collect. And when I was in Russia as part of a school trip in early April 1986, 2 weeks before the Chernobyl incident. It's not my fault, honestly. And we went in the GUM stores, GUM, and they do exactly the same thing. It's like Argos. You queue to choose something, you queue to buy, get my words right. You queue to choose something, you queue to pay for it, and then you queue to collect it. It's madness. Absolute madness. Anyway, Alan replies, so, no, I went through customer services and Twitter and their app. No one could answer me. I worked in retail all my life, including good old Woolies, so I'd never kick off in store. Just amazed no one would attempt to answer the question or suggest who to pass it on to. As far as they were concerned, the release date hasn't changed and they're still taking pre-orders. To be fair, everyone else is as well, and Intellivision themselves still have the release date as October. And so I replied, what do you expect them to know about how the console operates? And I still remember going into Dixon's, it was Dixon's at the time, Dixon's own Currys, The Link, a mobile phone store, and what was it on PC World? I think PC World's still about, but just don't buy anything from there. So The Link, that's defunct. Currys was renamed Currys.digital, even though they're high street stores. The name Dixon's has gone from the high street, but Dixon's Stores Group covers the whole gamut, basically. But anyway, so I went into Dixon's when the TiVo first came out in the UK in 2001. The staff knew nothing about how it worked. They couldn't tell me anything at all. They just handed me the Peanut remote, which I love the Peanut remotes. It's probably my favourite remote ever. They gave that to me to have a play with it for a few minutes, just seeing how the menu worked, playing, watching, like films and TV shows on it. I remember it even had 1998's Godzilla on there. But I later got one for review, and it's an amazing machine. I even bought two more actually. I think one died along the way, and the other one I got that had been modded to have so it could connect to the internet. It was an amazing machine, but now Virgin Media have the rights to TiVo in the UK, and it allows you to record 6 HD channels at once, maybe even 4K now, I'm not sure. Yet who would have time for all that catch-up anyway? And 20 years on, everything's available to stream, so the way I see it, I used to record everything, and then I used to archive a lot of it to DVD and VHS. But now, there's no requirement for recording in the first place. You just stream it all. But as for the Amico, I can guarantee Argos' staff won't know any more about the Amico than the expected retail price. And of course their website hasn't been changed. Everyone left the office at 5 PM at the very latest on a Friday. And then Tommy dropped the bombshell 12 hours later in the middle of the night. So the date will stay as it is until a new date is confirmed, and certainly don't expect anything to happen at the weekend. Or quite some time. Gabenga says, I agree, not enough value at that price point, especially for someone in the UK. I asked him if he'd pre-ordered it, but no, it's not his thing. And then we have Burke here, who says, downloaded Evel Knievel on my iPhone to try it out as I was a bit curious. It's terrible. Not what you'd expect for a console launch game. The thing isn't coming out now. Tommy has completely effed it. This thing should have been ready last year, and it's clear they have nothing ready. The tech demo of Cornhole showed they're still in the tech demo stage. This will be the next Ouya. Well, the Ouya came out. But yeah, absolutely. With Cornhole so much in the prototype stage, after 3 years, it's just madness. And now, pardon me, got the windy pops. I can't see it coming out at all. Either the free gift will be at $10 towards a game no one will be able to buy, or a picture of Tommy waving from his tropical island with all of our cash. That's if it does go to bankruptcy by later this week. And Berger says, I starting to look like a bit of a crook. The only thing is that you'll have the German government looking out for him via Interpol. They put the majority of funding into this thing, did they? Did they? They were clearly bumped. Do you think we'll see Tommy on Watchdog one day as a rogue trader? Yeah, Rogue Trader. It's started off as a separate TV show and it's been incorporated into BBC One's Watchdog. But it was a consumer show, and it was the main presenter is Matt Allwright, who he's got a bit of a wonky mouth, and he started Rogue Traders with a guy called Dan Pentagliardo or something like that, Italian guy. I think the idea was that Dan was a good-looking one, and Matt was the one that just looked like he'd been put in a clone factory and where it had gone wrong. And then Dan was arrested for something and convicted for some, I forget exactly what it was now, but some sort of dodginess, which just basically meant the BBC cut all ties. And so, it's fun to sometimes ask Matt Allwright on Twitter, do you still see Dan? When's he going to be back on Rogue Traders? You don't get a reply, strangely enough. Yeah. And then, so we go. Marquis de Sang, Cornhole's in an alpha stage, and that is their flagship game. Vintage View says, yep, a game that's supposed to be completed last year. I didn't quite get what Lassie said at first. Surprise pivot, it's in the gold copy stage, as it is. I wasn't sure what he meant, but he means it's the final release for duplication, i.e. no more work is due to be done on it. So, maybe that's all we're getting with Cornhole. Who knows? Thanks to Canadian Gamer for his comments. Thank you. Great take. And then, Ernesto Porto says, I wouldn't blame you if you did want a refund. This thing is going nowhere. It's too green in development. For the price point, you can get a cool ton of games on Steam, on sale on Steam. But they have some great sales, especially come winter. Or some good used games. So I said, I pretty much copied most of my Cornhole comment. But so I said, so the money I'd be spending on the money I would spend on the console alone, which is probably going to be about 330 quid if you take your import costs into account. So that's the majority of the cash for the base model Steam Deck that I'm looking to buy, unless they screw that up, because that's like 350 quid. I asked him if he pre-ordered the Amico, and he was looking at it when it was announced $150, but then the price went way up. And they showed the graphics, and it was a no-no. Pickverse says, in all fairness, the PS5 and Xbox might well have been delayed, or might as well have been delayed because you can't get those. I got my PS5 at launch, but pretty much pure by luck. Amazon launched them at 9 AM the morning after the price announcement, and I got them at like 9:06 just by chance. Just by chance. The link wasn't working properly before then. I just happened to get in, got it, and then just stopped looking at Amazon, and then just got back on with my work that day. And as it turned out, the Amazon link died 2 minutes later, so they're only available for 2 minutes. Games Just Want to Be Fun says, yeah, and you thought the VCS would never come out. Now this thing may never. I mean, yeah, I never thought that would come out, but as I've said, the VCS may as well not have done. It's a half-finished mess. They pushed that turd out the flap, and then they've abandoned it. Intellivision could push out a buggy console and just say, hey, we'll fix it later, and then not bother as long as everyone's paid and they've got something. It's like they've discharged their responsibilities. So, yeah, I think that's everything for the comments. So, yeah, so I think we'll wait and see what this free gift is going to be. It could be Intellivision's bankruptcy for all we know. So we'll soon see. Anyway, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below, like everyone's done here. And maybe the next video I'll include comments from this video you're watching now. That'll be interesting. It's like an echo that just repeats and repeats and repeats. But please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the bell for all the notifications. Just give OEB Pete a big hug, because he's going to get very, very disappointed soon. And cue Genesis.